Okay, so I'm gonna do this in parts. So I'm gonna watch the first half of this debate and criticise everyone's performance in it, including mine. I know people think I was overbearing in this and I interrupted too much, and maybe I did. So let's watch this again and judge this, right? And then I'm going to reply to a video just Shield did in the next part, and then I'm going to reply to Vololond, or however the fuck you pronounce his name. Volond, right? And so this is going to be in 3 parts. And Voland uses some really weird logic, right? And he makes some very, very bad logical fallacies, very bad mistakes. And he should know better. So I don't think he's dishonest. He's dishonest with himself, and he's part of a cult, right? And he's got vegan friends in his Discord group, so they're influencing him. If he dropped being vegan, he would lose a lot of his online friends. So that's pressure on him, right? He may not even be aware of this consciously, but that's what happens when you're on a dietary cult. Veganism is actually an eating disorder, as far as I'm concerned. The more I look into it, okay, so right, it's a death cult as well. So and people jokes about vegans being Thanos, and we're not talking about the MCU Thanos. We're talking about the comic book Thanos, who like wiped out half the universe for no reason. He didn't do it for the greater good. He just did it to appease Mistress Death. That's what veganism is actually like. But whatever. Let's just watch this for now.
Veganism with Volowund. I hope I pronounced it. Okay.
Cool.
And yeah, so this is something that came about under one comment section under one of Mr. Pink and Yellow's videos.
So basically, Vololond offered an informal debate where he could invite his vegan friends on, and Anti-War Mindset, or Shield, insisted it be a one-on-one debate. I didn't know this, by the way. I wanted to join in from the start. I didn't know I'd be excluded. So it was set up on my channel. It got attention on my channel, and I was excluded from the start, which actually I don't actually like, to be honest. Anti-War Mindset. Okay, I actually don't like that. So I should have been offered a chance from the very start. So you weren't prepared properly for this, right? This is one of the reasons why it became a shit show.
And first, I want to ask something about the comments you made under that video, because I want to mainly focus on some of the stuff that you said there. So you said that basically you have been vegan for 8 years or something, right?
Yeah, February 2017, right. So that's 8 years now. Pretty much exactly 8 years, yeah.
Okay, but why did you feel that you would have to sort of bring this up?
Okay, why is he asking questions like this? You failed. This is a failure. You point out right away that 8 years being a vegan means nothing because you store the nutrients and vitamins in your body. It's stored for long-term usage. Okay, so when you ask them a question instead of making a point, you let them prance about. You're not anchoring the conversation. You point that out right away, so you can prance around now, can't he?
Because someone made claims, I think it was on the video, that you can't live as a vegan, but I'm an example of having done it for an extended period of time, long after, for example, the B12 or my liver's been totally depleted from any animal products I had. So that's the most immediate threat to life and longevity as a vegan. If you don't have any B12, you can die.
Wait. So first of all, 8 years is not a whole life cycle of a human being.
All right, this is terrible. This is terrible. It's not the whole life cycle of a human being. It's really indirect, messy way of saying it. Just say you can't. You've got stores that last for years, right? There's lots of people. It catches up to them after 15 or 10 years being a vegan, then they quit, right? Right.
Don't you agree? So, I mean, can you name me one vegan and has been vegan for all life stages? Like from conception until graveyard?
This stupid fucking question. Stupid question. This is stupid. So, this question is in a possible standard of evidence that they can't prove. So, it's actually an unfair question in a lot of ways, okay? And the problem with this question is you can just lie. Someone can claim to be a vegan, right? and secretly eat meat on the side or animal products on the side, right? How do you know? How do you prove it one way or the other? It's a stupid question. It's a stupid question. So yeah, that you see, mistakes made already.
I can link it to you right now. There's actually an NHS. You know about the NHS, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's an NHS article that talks about veganism and it describes it as being suitable for all stages of life, including infancy.
Okay. I want to bring up something right away. So we'll appeal to authority fallacy right now. That's appeal to authority fallacy because it's incorrect information being dealt with in authority. Okay. Here's another. St. Luke's. Right. Research shows vegan diet leads to nutritional deficiencies. So we don't have to go into this. So this is another hospital. They disagree. Another health service. They disagree. Right? They disagree. So some health authorities agree. Some don't. Okay? So who's right? Don't have to prove it one way or the other. The fact that some disagree is enough to call into question the NHS thing, right? Okay. Let's go.
That is not answering my question, actually. And NHS, I mean,
Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't say that unless that was true. So
No, not necessarily. Just because the NHS says something doesn't mean it's true. That's an
what's the
argument
stage
from
of life that
authority.
they're wrong about? What's the stage of life that they don't have that right about then? Well, when do you have to start eating meat again? At what age?
So anti-war's confused.
You don't understand my question, apparently, so let me repeat it. Can you name me one vegan that has been vegan throughout all stages of life?
How do you prove that though? How? You could have someone who's lived to 90 and they could claim to be vegan. It could be complete bullshit. How do you know? It's a stupid question to ask because the vegan can claim this and unless you recorded them their entire fucking life and you go through the footage. How do you know? It's a stupid question. It allows them to prance around and dance around.
Yeah,
Like
all the people that have been born as vegans and remain as vegans to this day. Yeah.
There's something called chegans, right? Vegans who cheat and secretly eat animal products just to fit in, right? That's probably a phenomenon. Again, this question then allows them to prance about. All you have to do is say, all right, you've claimed you've been a vegan for 8 years. Your body can store nutrients for that long. You can store the vitamins and nutrients for that long, right? Doesn't necessarily mean anything. Then you move on. Okay.
What? So you cannot name actually one example then, because you're just
Well,
making.
I've already mentioned the Adventist Health studies where they're basically running a mass experiment on this exact thing, and their outcomes. They're one of the blue zones very conspicuously. You know what a blue zone is, don't you?
Okay, before we get into that,
That's
okay,
an entire population of people that meet your request,
actually
for better
not.
or worse.
First of all, the Adventist health people are not all vegan, and they actually, many of them are not even vegetarian.
As
so
a population, they pretty much opt out of animal products. Like, there's only some of them that even consume any, and when they do, it's usually dairy and some eggs. That's it.
Again,
Yeah.
eggs is very important. It's not just eggs. Eggs is one of the most nutritionally dense foods that ever exist. Failure not to point that out right away.
That is still not vegan. Vegan is 100% going off animal products.
You're not even using the right word here. Vegan is an ethical position. You're talking about plant-based. So you can be a plant-based eater and have leather, for example, and you wouldn't be a vegan.
Okay, we're mainly talking about, when I say vegan, I mean 100% plant-based diet.
Yeah,
Okay?
dietary
So don't get into this hair-splitting nonsense, right? But
Well,
anyway,
that's what we're talking about here. You brought up whether it was an actual ethical position or whether it was a diet thing. I was clarifying that for you. I was just responding to what you said.
whatever. I don't
So
do it.
he's got to test the attitude already when he doesn't need to have it. Okay, right, and he's confusing himself. But he's not doing good at all.
A shit about that, to be honest. I care
I don't give a shit about that, to be honest. Okay.
about the
Right,
actual.
back to the topic then, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
don't want to get sidetracked. We're talking about what they eat.
yeah, and you pretty much have failed to name any examples, because
There's a whole population there. They're basically just opting out of animal products, man. I don't know what more I can tell you.
no, actually not. And can you actually prove that they have been conceived as vegans? That meaning their parents are all 100% plant-based? Can you actually prove that?
Well, a lot of these studies are voluntary and they're done on that basis, so it's kind of hard to prove that. Even in really well-controlled studies where people are insisted on bringing in their supplements and stuff, it's still hard to
Would you say,
supervise your
wait,
experiment.
you said something interesting here. So you said that very well controlled, and then
Yeah,
you
there's so many
said,
variables.
yeah, exactly. There's no control actually in any of these studies because we
There
cannot.
is. They have attempts at control. They have good methodology. Some studies are better than other ones. That's why I like to look.
So you've asked a question: can you prove someone's been a vegan their entire life, basically, right? Which is unprovable. Okay, so now you're talking about the study. The question is stupid. You got to drop. If you ever do this debate again, you got to drop it from your repertoire. Okay.
No.
Systemic reviews and meta-analyses as opposed
Oh
to
my
just
God.
individual studies.
Can you stick to one topic because you bring up so much stuff at once, right?
I'm
So
just responding to what you're saying, man. I can just be quiet for a minute if you want. You can just ask me something
yeah,
again.
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So again, an actually controlled intervention study where people are locked in labs throughout their whole lives doesn't exist in human.
Okay, so why do you ask the life stage question then? Has someone been a vegan their entire life stage? Why do you ask that stupid question? You're demanding impossible standards of evidence and it's going to look unfair to onlookers. It's going to look stupid. Okay, so you've just said it's impossible. No one's been locked in a lab their entire life. So why are you asking that question, anti-war mindset? Yeah? Okay, you're beating yourself here. Right? If you think you've won this debate, you're delusional.
Nutrition. Yeah, exactly.
We have to make the best of what we've got. That doesn't mean we
Yeah,
just throw our
that is
hands
not.
and just say we can't do anything.
That is not. That excuse me. That is not good enough for causal inference. I'm sorry.
What are you going to do then? Just give up and say whatever we do goes. Just fuck it. Just forget.
So now Volodon's offering a false dichotomy to be facetious. So he's not doing too well here.
About even trying to learn anything. You're not going to do that. Come on.
I'm not saying that we can't learn anything.
We can't just throw out all of medical science because it has problems. Come on.
He's offering these false dilemmas, false dichotomies to be facetious and to derail and to confuse, but it actually works against anti-war mindset.
You saying this?
I'm not saying that. You're strawmanning me, right?
What, I don't understand why you're saying this. It's like you're nuking the methodology or the basis of all evidence-based medicine. I don't know why you would do that.
No, anti-war mindset says you can't come to these conclusions because there's no study that's going to be able to come to these conclusions, right? He's not saying you throw out all medical science. You're offering a false dichotomy again, false dilemma.
Again, you're fucking strawmanning me, and
Now you're swearing, okay? You're swearing. The thing is, yes, he is strawmanning you, and he's offering a false dilemma, okay? But the way you conduct this gives him the opportunity to do it to you. You set yourself up for this, right?
that is really annoying.
I don't
right?
know. I'm asking.
Okay,
why
and admitting that you're annoyed, you're losing because you're trying to encourage him to do this more. Okay, so you do these for neutral newcomers. That's your ideal audience. Okay, so you have anti-vegans who are going to be convinced, and you have vegans who are entrenched and are going to be convinced, right? So you need the people who are like sort of unsure, who are in the middle. So you need to conduct yourself for them, right? So if you're getting frustrated, you're just swearing. Okay, you're going to look like you're the loser. Okay.
you're doing it? I'm waiting.
I'm pointing out the limitations.
Yeah, I've already volunteered the limitations. That's why we got into this.
Right. So, what? So,
like, where's this going?
yeah, I'm
What you're
saying
avoiding.
that. I'm saying that we don't actually know what these people have eaten. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to health outcomes, we need to be careful what we're actually claiming, right?
We don't know what they've eaten. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
We
Exactly.
We,
That's the
we
problem.
can certainly know to an extent what they're eating. We can get a pretty good idea, man. We're not totally anonymous. There's not an impenetrable wall, a barrier, and we can't know.
Okay, the thing is, how can you know for sure they're eating and not lying? Okay, it's like self-reporting studies and surveys are highly flawed as well. Okay, they're very hard to control for, and you get some really weird data from them. Okay, so that's the point that anti-war mindset is making.
We can make intuitions. We can
Yeah,
use populations.
intuitions is shitty evidence. I'm sorry. But anyway,
That's all it is then. You're just saying forget all the evidence. I can't use evidence then. So why are we here?
we can use evidence. Again, you're straw manning.
Okay, you don't need to point out the fact that he's straw manning, right? The way you do that. Explain his fallacy. He's offering a false dilemma. Okay?
And you're saying just because I pointed out limitations doesn't mean we have to throw out all the.
Can I submit evidence? Will you care if I submit evidence?
Let's actually get into a blue zones thing, right? You said blue zone.
I don't know, man. See if we don't have.
And you're going all about the place now. Okay? Right? Okay. So there's basic points that you should have made that you failed to make. And you should know this better than me. You've done so much more research than me. You know more than me. The fact you failed to make some basic points to counter him shows you're doing badly. You did poorly in this performance. Okay? That's just a truth anti-war mindset.
If we don't have a common appreciation of how you gather evidence, epistemology, coming to conclusions, like what's the point even continuing? Like, and it seems like you're saying we have to just throw out all of the evidence in the literature. Why would you do that?
No. Jesus fucking Christ, you're repeating yourself and I'm saying that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying...
So, losing his temper again and he's swearing?
That we have to look at this carefully and not jump to conclusions that would basically say, look, here is a population that seems to be eating this and that and therefore this is healthy. We have to be careful because there are other confounding factors that could influence these health outcomes, right?
Yeah. And they put those under disclaimers for the study. They explain the methodology, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm telling you that this methodology is limited. It is limited.
Though, like, the reason we got here and we're talking about this is that 7 Days made a video that maybe you agree with, and it has extremely sweeping statements about veganism leading to frailty, death, demise, failing to thrive, all that stuff. So isn't that an example of, you know, really sweeping, fucking stark statements? You know,
listen, 7 Days made his video, right? And it is 9 minutes long, and it's just him giving his opinions on veganism, which I pretty much agree with. But it wasn't like a super going into details, going into the studies kind of video. It was just him giving his opinion, okay, which is totally fine to do, right? But anyway, so you made a bunch of claims under his video, and I want to ask you some questions about them, right? So again,
so it's taken 9 minutes, right? So this is going to be about 7 minutes. It's taken this long to get to his comments on the video. Okay.
And the thing about
this is 9 minutes, yes, because this is actual time. So it's taken 9 minutes 30 seconds for him to get to this, right? Okay. This is bad form. Okay.
That you have been eating vegan for 8 years, right? 0 animal products for 8 years. Well, again, that is just an anecdote. I could give counter anecdotes of ex-vegans that have been...
So you're basically saying that's just an anecdote, so you're basically implying that you might be telling the truth. It would be just better to say you can store the vitamins and nutrients in your body long enough not to get the effect from it yet, right? Again, I've watched plenty of videos now because I've been researching it. There's people who are vegan, they seem to do okay, they seem to thrive for like a decade, and then suddenly the health plummets. Boom. Boom. Right? And they find out the nutrition, they're deficient in certain core nutrients that they need. Okay? That's how you explain it. It's so much simpler.
That are reporting that they have been suffering in connection to this diet, right? So that is... I'm just asking, why in general do vegans think that this is worth bringing up? Oh, I've been vegan for 10 years, I've been vegan for 20 years, I've been vegan for 8 years. Yeah, there have also been smokers for 8 years. That doesn't mean that smoking is healthy, right? So, again, show me one individual vegan that has been vegan for all stages of life.
That stupid question again. When you ask questions like that, you give them the ability to duck and weave and dodge, right?
and I have asked this question for many, for much time, and I never get any answers outside of some vague, nebulous nonsense, right? If there was such a vegan, we would know, right? There would.
But the thing is, someone could just make up an answer, right? Oh, this person claims to be a vegan, right? And he's gonna go, you're gonna go, oh no, that's not true. That's obviously ridiculous. He goes, no, 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 it is true. You can't prove it, right? And then you're gonna go, oh yeah, you can't prove he's been on the vegan diet his whole life. How can you? You see how stupid that question is? It's stupid.
Be an article about it. There is none.
Have you heard of the Adventist heart doctor that advocates for a plant-based diet that lived to like 95 or 100 or something? I think.
Yeah, I doubt that he was a vegan for that long, right? But whatever. How can I disprove it, right? Okay.
His name is Esselstyn.
Oh my God. Yeah, I heard about him, but guess what? I mean, okay. First of all, has he been born vegan?
Now you got. Oh my God. You asked the question, you go, oh my God, like it's ridiculous, when he answered it, right? Now instead of replying to it, you're asking him more questions. So you're giving him more leeway to duck around and dodge and weave and confuse the issue, okay? Right, this is terrible.
I don't know, but he's 91, man, and he's a vegan.
How
You're saying that I can't submit myself as evidence, but I have to submit someone else as evidence. So what happens if they're the one sitting in this chair?
Here's why I'm asking that question, right?
This is so
because
stupid.
vegans cannot even meet that minimum bar of evidence. They cannot.
The thing is, he gave you the evidence. He name dropped someone. How do you know it's true or not? He could come up with a random fucking name. Oh, Mr. Smith from next door has been a vegan his entire life. He's 110. He's a fucking lifetime vegan since the moment he popped out his mother's womb. Right? How do you disprove it one way or the other? How? Right? It's a stupid question.
Even because, yeah, it is cool that there are some vegans that have been vegan for 10 years or so, right? But we have.
I think I just did it, man. Caldwell Esselstyn. I'm looking at it right now. Isn't this him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and again,
what's
how long?
Diet that reverses heart disease and atherosclerosis? Do you know what it is? The leading cause of death in the West. Can you name what the diet is?
Can you stick to one topic at a time, please?
No, he's not switching topic though, is he? He's talking about people who've been on the diet, and you're getting frustrated when he's answering your question. Okay, this is 100% your fault. You're losing, right? And you can't accept it. Okay. Right? And look, I want you to accept criticism and admit your mistakes and then improve. Okay? I don't want you to be in denial about this. You see, I'm not going to do this in-group, out-group bullshit. Just because I agree with you on almost all topics, right? As a rejected outsider, you lost this debate. Period. And it's 100% your fault. Right? If you knew what you were doing, you would have won. Okay? Okay? So why are you getting frustrated? You did this to yourself in the debate, and you're blaming him.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
We're still on it. That's what this guy does. He's a heart doctor that's a plant-based eater, and he's an Adventist, I think, and he has been for his whole life.
What does his whole life mean?
Since he was born. Maybe his parents were a plant-based diet advocate as well. That's quite common in these religious...
Wait, didn't you say that you don't know whether or not he was born a vegan, and now you're saying he was?
Well, you can't be born a vegan, you know, you're born a tabula rasa rock, like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's a stupid question again.
What? I mean, if...
Blank slate, like, no one's born on anything.
No, I mean, set a diet, a specific diet.
Fuck's sake.
Right? Not like, what the hell are you talking about?
It's my fault because I interrupted, right? I interrupted it. You were winning because I interrupted and ruined it for you, anti-war mindset, right? You was winning, yeah? Yeah? No, you weren't winning, son. You weren't. Okay?
Oh.
Well, you get, we talked about this with weaning unless my comments are deleted. You fucking get breastfed and then you switch to food around you and you eat what you're given. And
kids die on the vegan diet. And it's in I think in Denmark and other European countries, it's against the law to put your children on a vegan diet. Okay? That point should have been made.
Religious cult, basically, that advocates plant-based eating and exercise and all this stuff, no smoking, then stands to reason he's going to just fall right
okay, so you said exercise and smoking. Yeah, so
Yeah.
a cool story. So you said that reverses heart disease. Yeah, how can you know it was the vegan diet then, or the vegetarian diet, that reversed that when there was exercise and smoking at the same time being these
I think it's
variables?
because they prescribed it to his clients and they did a study on it and it worked. They noticed that the calcification of the arteries had reversed while they were doing those
Yeah,
experiments.
my question is, how do you know it was the diet that did that? Why, like,
You
there
look at
was
the
also,
methodology and see how well it was done. It isolates
it
fat
wasn't
one
well
thing.
done. It wasn't well done because it wasn't controlled. You cannot prescribe to the treatment group that they should also smoke less and have this exercise program and take this and that treatment and medication simultaneously while you're looking at whether or not the vegan diet reverses heart disease.
There's why don't you bring up the placebo effect as well, right?
Well,
Right?
you know, there have been studies on that do actually control for diet, and it found that even sedentary vegans that are just lazy have better health outcomes long term than
Yeah.
fitness
Okay.
obsessed carnists.
Okay. Cool.
Here's the thing as well. Like, press X to doubt for some of these claims, right? Because like, vegans are not very objective. They've got an agenda, and then vegans are a very, very dishonest group in general, right? They're very biased. They like to delude themselves, and they do biased stuff all the time. They make outrageous claims. They make bullshit claims all the time, right? But again, when they name drop a study, are you go through every single study they name drop? Yeah.
Well, like
Cool story.
this is one of
Yeah.
these things that Michael Greger has been talking about, you know, in TED Talks and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's a cool story.
So I don't know, it's not a cool story. Like you just basically challenged me to present something. I presented it. Where do we go from here if you just say cool story? Is this how it's going to just be the whole night? Because it's just kind of a waste of time.
Okay, sorry, I want to jump in for a bit because
Right, so this is me being an obnoxious arsehole, barging in and ruining the debate for anti-war mindset. I have to apologise in advance.
I want to ask him some questions.
Oh, my voice is really cringe hearing it. Oh well.
No,
Right.
wait.
Okay,
Questions later, please, because this
all
is
right.
this is
Okay, all right. I'm going to mute myself again. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay.
Spoiler Land. Before you go, I just want to ask you some questions after you do the debate. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Okay.
So, okay, what is this?
The carotid arteries of those eating plant-based diets appear healthier than even those just as slim.
These books look fucking dodgy, right? They look just dodgy. It's like that health fad bullshit, right?
Distance endurance athletes who've run an average of 50,000 miles.
Uh,
I thought
So-
you're aware of this stuff.
Mm.
Like I think this is, you know, done the rounds.
so what's this? Wait.
Come on, I'm just asking a question. You don't need to just scream over me.
Yeah,
Wolfgang's
let me ask
kicking
a
his ass.
question.
He's kicking his ass. Like he's completely in the wrong. He's full of shit because he's a vegan, but he's kicking his ass. So, from an objective outside point of view, if you don't know anything about this, you're going to think anti-war mindset's losing.
Was this a controlled experiment? This, what is this here?
If it was, what would you care?
Well, I'm asking whether or not it was.
We can look
And
at
look-
it together, or do I do that? We can just go through it.
Okay.
All right.
Mm.
So you have to share your screen, I guess.
So they never ended up sharing the screen.
I need to get this study because this is just providing
Okay.
sources.
Yeah, and after that I want to get into the blue zones thing because this is also nonsense, right?
I'm gonna get the exact study for you, and then we can go through it if you just want to be patient for a minute.
Okay, cool.
This is compelling stuff, isn't it? Bloody hell. Oh my god. Why didn't you just accept the informal debate?
But yeah, I mean, I just want to say never really intended this to be a reference swapping kind of debate um, because this has to be actually pre-planned, so I can look at the source beforehand, right?
I haven't looked at these things either most of the time. Like, I just know they exist. Like, I've heard of them. I've seen them, linked in Discord.
Wait. So how can you make claims without looking at the evidence then?
That's a
Because
good
I've
point.
the context that have been submitted. The people that talk about this stuff know about all these things like methodology and they.
Yeah,
Okay, you can't cite studies like that. That's lazy. Because there's a lot of vested interest. There's a lot of mistakes. There's lots of dodgy science. There's lots of very bad studies in sociology which are just bullshit. Okay, you can't just like take stuff like this at face value, right? Right. Like the tabloid press is like famous for repeating studies on health, and then when you look into it, they're lacking, and they're not valid in a lot of ways. So yeah.
but like when I make claims on certain things, I read the study beforehand.
Yeah,
right.
There's a lot of studies like the one I'm talking about right now. I haven't looked at that one exactly, but there's a lot of there's been meta-analyses done. Like that would probably meet the.
Yeah, if meta-analysis, if the studies that have been under the meta-analysis, right, are bad, the meta-analysis is going to be bad as well.
Burden that you're asking for right now.
Probably not, but yeah.
Right.
And it's listen, when you make any causal claims like this diet reverses heart disease or something like that, you don't know what kind of burden of proof is actually on your shoulders when you make that claim, right? This is a very specific claim. This is a cause and effect claim. A causes B, right?
So Alex Cat did a very good job with this video, by the way. He really improved this.
So yeah.
He added all this like screenshots of the data and stuff like that. Makes a big difference.
There are lurking variables, right?
Well, I can even explain the mechanism that makes it totally sensible and plausible.
Yeah, that is mechanistic speculation, right? I can also make up mechanisms.
I've for the past 8 years, I've opted out of saturated fat. A lot of it. Much saturated fat in plants, like there really isn't. There's zero cholesterol in plants. I've totally opted out of that for 8 years now. So any cholesterol in my body is going to be endogenously synthesized. So,
cool.
When we find these things in arteries, we know where they came from.
Okay, you just want to jump from topic to topic because I'm not even like prepared to talk about like.
You challenged me again. I
cholesterol.
responded. I don't know what you want. I can just not say anything. When you challenge me on something.
No, pull up the study that you want to pull up. I don't know, man. I mainly want to talk about some stuff you said in the comments section, right? But okay.
Very compelling, isn't it?
But yeah.
Oh, God, look at this. Bloody hell! I ruined the debate, right? It's my fault. I'm just gonna call bullshit on that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be the scapegoat for this train wreck right here. I'm just saying.
So, you talked about the blue zones also, right? Did you know that, for example, in Okinawa, one of the so-called blue zones, Okinawa, Japan, apparently they eat a lot of pork there, right? So how does this fit into your blue zones example?
I don't know. I think they're on an island. I don't know how they would get much pork. Are you saying they've started in...
Okay, the thing is, that's a sleight of hand fallacy trick. It's not just pork. There's other meats they can get from the island, like fish, right, and birds, and chickens or turkeys, whatever they have. That's a sleight of hand fallacy.
importing pork recently, and that's why that's happened? Because I don't think they had much access to pork for centuries.
No, it's actually a very traditional type
What's
of
it
food
called?
there.
Because it's an island, isn't it? Okinawa, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Okinawa,
Pork.
Japan.
I think surely it's less than the mainland. Surely it's less than most of the world in terms of pork.
The thing is, here's the thing: less is not no, it's not none. Like, how much meat do you need to survive? You can do okay on lesser amounts of meat to get the proteins and to get the vitamins, the nutrients. Okay, and then your body stores them. Right? Okay.
No, they actually eat quite significant amounts of pork.
How much?
And
What percent compared to average in Japan, say? Like, if you said that I have to know these things, like, so how much? Well, that's a claim. I want to know how much. How do you know that?
okay, let me look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
It started with a kiss. Who'd thought it'd end like this? Ding, 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 ding. Sorry, I'm just singing to make this entertaining. You know?
Sorry, in case you missed the message, or this to shop in the video, all links that you post, you're gonna have to screen share them,
I really don't like my accent. Fucking hell.
right? Because the chat is not showing up. Just to let you know, we want people watching the video to see it. All right, I'm muting myself again.
All right.
He called me a loud British guy in a community post. That's funny, but I saw it actually. I don't know. Actually, War Mindset got offended when he called him an angry German. Sorry, that is funny. Oh my god. Anyway, let's get on with.
I found a link to the article, by the way. But I'm trying to find the full one. It's hard because it's just the abstract there.
Do. It started with a kiss.
Yeah, I mean they do seem to eat a little bit less, or they seem to eat less pork than the average Japanese. But so what?
How much less? I want to see the numbers.
I mean, there are different numbers here, right?
Can you Gyazo it and screenshot it or something?
Wait a second.
Bloody hell.
Again, I want to clarify, this is not a planned debate here, right? So nothing is...
You push for the debate right away, anti-war mindset. You push for it as soon as possible. So you're complaining it's not a planned debate, okay? That's your fault. You set the debate up, right? Okay? And then you scapegoat me and claim you was winning, but because of me, I ruined it, right? No, you beat yourself.
So the
No prep. I've just brought my memory to this.
Right, this is Okinawa Island Guide. Wait a second.
Well, I could even just start Googling for this along with you right now.
Ow.
Right, but look, even if they eat substantially less than the average Japanese,
That's
this
what I
is
thought.
still not... What?
That's what I was convinced of until now. So,
Less is not none. The vegan diet is meant to be none meat products, no meat products, right? So this is actually pointless, right?
it's not true. I want to know. I'm curious.
Yeah. Seems like 3 grams or something.
3 grams of what? A year? A week? A day? What?
Wait a second.
Come on, man. You haven't posted anything yet.
Yeah, I'm looking for it because this is all...
You don't sound enthused about sharing it for some reason. You found something, right? You just don't want to show it.
Yeah, I have to actually look whether or not it's legit or not, right? Yeah, why are you laughing? I could like cite any source. Just because you have a source doesn't mean it's legit, right?
Bloody hell!
But
This
my
is
point is, this
painful.
is not a vegan diet, right? A vegan diet is 100%.
Holy shit. Annual average consumption of luncheon meat per person in the prefecture is about 14 cans, 340 grams per can per year. So that is about 4.5 kilograms per year. So that is about 15 grams per day.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to jump in because I have to explain something, and this has been bugging me. Okay. The stuff you eat from meats, you store long term, right? And you should have brought this up, Shield. So lasting 8 years doesn't mean anything. You can still have the nutrients stored. And people eating 240 grams doesn't prove anything, because that still might be enough for them to store long-term store the nutrients and vitamins. Right? Yeah, that's why you have to have a complete absence. Okay? I'm just explaining that. This is a very basic thing that Shield failed to explain. He's failing to anchor down to points. Okay? I'm just saying, the body stores what you eat from meat long-term, and it can last a long time.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Okay.
So
So you're saying they shouldn't eat much and they don't need to eat it a lot? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not making a value judgment whether they should or not. I'm just explaining things. I'm just saying you don't have to necessarily eat a lot to store enough nutrition from meat to survive. Your body stores the nutrients long term. All right, I'm going to mute you now.
You don't need to store it.
So I ruined this. I made the point for him that he should have made. Right? This anti-war knows much more than me. He knows much more than me. Okay? So I'm gonna watch this for about another 10 minutes and I'm gonna stop because this is a train wreck and this is boring.
And yeah, there's vegans that have been vegans for decades that haven't fucking got anything stored after all that time, and they're doing fine. I'm on 8 years, which is basically long enough to say that there's basically no meat molecules left on my body at this point, for fuck's sake.
So the vitamins and nutrients you store are not meat molecules. Okay? And also, you can get some of the stuff from plants, but at a reduced, insufficient rate. It depends what you're talking about. Okay? But a lot of stuff in plants is not bioavailable. Your stomach can't actually extract it, right? Because plants actually evolve to make it hard to extract stuff from them. Okay, a plant that's harder to extract nutrients from is more likely to be left alone by animals, and something else will get eaten instead.
So again, when we talk about lifelong vegans, right? I have not seen any evidence that there is one, and the nutrient depletion can take a long time, varying on the individual, right? What 7 Days said was spot on. There's a lot of unique nutrients in meats, right? That even if you get it in small quantities, you actually absorb it better because of better bioavailability. But anyway, what have you got here?
I don't even think this is true, by the way, because people that eat meat and do it casually are deficient as much as vegans or more than them in all of these essential nutrients you're talking about. B12 is the most conspicuous one, holy shit.
Press X to doubt.
Well, wait. Before we get into that claim, what have you posted here? Vegetarian dietary practice and endurance performance. So this is vegetarian. This is not vegan. So that's dishonest already.
What do you mean?
So, claiming he's dishonest when he should have said it's mistaken, right?
Dishonest?
Yeah, we're talking about vegans. We're not talking about vegetarians.
Stop. There's a very basic point you're missing again, Shield. You're going to have to explain. I'm sorry, I can't control myself. A vegetarian diet has eggs, and eggs is one of the most nutritionally dense foods you can actually eat. Okay,
that's what I was about to say, actually.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say, actually. Because vegetarian contains eggs, it contains milk or dairy products, can contain sometimes fish even, right? So this is dishonest.
It's not dishonest, it'll be...
So we call him dishonest, you're giving him an excuse to deflect and going about, oh, you're calling me dishonest. Okay? Right? You shouldn't do that, unless he really is blatantly dishonest. Right?
Don't be insulting and ridiculous. They opt out of a lot of animal products, and the corresponding effect that has on their health, their longevity.
we always covered this, that there's no cause and effect evidence that you can provide here.
Opting out of some animal products is not the same as opting out of all animal products. Vegetarian versus vegan. Point that out again, please.
Right?
All right, I'll just not bother trying then if I can't do it. I can't do it, so I don't need to try. So I'm just wasting my time.
No, you can still make
You
inferences.
should have told me I
we
wasted my
have-
time at the start.
Okay, I'm tapping out of this. So, yeah, train wreck. Yeah, is this my fault? Did I ruin the debate? Did I ruin the debate? Yes or no? Right? Did I ruin it? Yes or no? Right? Tell me what you think in the comments section, because I think when I jumped in the second half, I sort of saved it and made it more interesting and kept the conversation flowing. Yeah? Right? This is just an ordeal, this pondering stuff from anti-war mindset. You can't debate. You can't debate. You make very good videos, right? You make very, very good videos, well-researched good videos, right? You make very good long videos, but you can't debate. And it's not my fault. It's not me interrupting. And when you failed the first time doing a debate, right, and we try to explain it to you, and everyone agrees with me, you failed, you made some basic mistakes, you didn't want to admit it because of your ego, you want to be stubborn, yeah? And if you ever watch this, maybe it'll offend your ego, but it's the truth, right? It's the truth, yeah? So, again, I'm not going to do this in-group bias thing and just support my side no matter what. I'm going to be truthful, yeah? Now, there's going to be follow-up videos to come. Over and out.